Hi, I'm Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about buying a car in Malaysia. Malaysians love their cars. And I'm also going to answer the age-old question, which is better, Perodua or Proton? Stay tuned. As is completely evident to anyone with eyes, Malaysia has a love affair with its cars. There are so many cars on the road here, and people just think nothing of driving everywhere. Although I'm sure a lot of people still use public transportation, a lot of people have a car, and if they don't have a car, they have a motorcycle like I do. So I'm going to talk about the difference between buying a Malaysian car or buying a foreign car. It's a huge difference. Malaysia has two car companies, Proton and Perodua. Both were started as state-owned companies, but have since branched out and have, partnerships with other companies. And Malaysians usually have a strong feeling about which brand they like better. Is it Proton? Is it Perodua? Well, I did a small survey, and at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal my startling results. Or maybe not so startling. The concept of a national car was thought about first in 1979 by Dr. M. Everyone in Malaysia knows Dr. M. He's been Prime Minister at least twice that I know of. They started this company with the goal of enhancing the manufacturing prowess of Malaysia. So Proton was started in May of 1983. Mitsubishi got involved with the project too, and in collaboration, they produced the first Malaysian car, the Proton Saga, and you still see tons of them around today. Perodua was established in 1992 and launched its first car, the Perodua Consul. You still see them on the road today. Initially, Perodua mainly produced mini cars and super minis and did not have models in the same market segments as Proton. In recent years, however, its targeted market segments have started to overlap with Proton's, especially in the super compact segment where the Perodua Myvi has fought off the Proton Saga. First of all, let me answer the question, can expats buy a car in Malaysia? Well, yes, absolutely you can. The problem, though, is that unless you're working here, if you're just retired, you only have one option. You have to pay cash for the whole deal. But if you're working here or own a business or anything like that, then you can finance it. And on top of needing a job to get financing, you're going to need a local guarantor to sign for you too, which means probably that the car is not going to be in your name until it's all paid for. But that's pretty much the same anywhere. It's usually in the bank's name until you've paid off the loan. Anywhere in the world, they tell you, don't buy a new car. But why is it always so appealing? I mean, I many times in my life have bought new cars. And you immediately lose so much money, it's just ridiculous. I guess people are afraid of getting a bad car, and that's why they don't buy used cars. But I think used cars are really a good option here in Malaysia. Much better pricing, too. Now, as I mentioned, Perodua and Proton are the most affordable options probably in Malaysia because they're not heavily taxed. Any import car in Malaysia, be it Toyota, Volvo, BMW, Mercedes, whatever, they're all heavily taxed. The taxes can range from 30% up to 100% and more, which makes buying a car in Malaysia an extremely expensive investment, especially if you're buying a foreign car. Now, for some reason though, there's plenty of foreign cars on the road here. People, I think of it as a status symbol to not buy a Malaysian car. But honestly, the Malaysian cars, both Proton and Perodua, have improved a lot, and there are really some nice options there too. Now, I know you can get a new Perodua IV for about 60,000 ringgit or less, and some models are even less than that. So that makes it kind of affordable, more in line with the prices in the US. I haven't priced the Protons though, but I imagine the Saga and stuff, if they still make that, are the same. I know that buying a foreign used car, like a BMW or a Mercedes, can run hundreds of thousands of ringgit, upwards of 500,000 in some cases. So I think buying a used foreign car is probably better too. First of all, we have this BMW 740 LE with 82,000 kilometers on it, and it was from 2018. I don't know, 82,000 kilometers sounds like not really low miles, but not terrible. So what's the price of that? I'm gonna use 4.5 ringgit to the dollar to figure this out. And that comes to $55,111. Well, I guess that's not too bad, and it's a 7 series too. And if you want to finance it, it's going to be 4,338 ringgit a month. Now that's a lot, considering that's like 3 times my rent. All right, well, this is not a direct comparison, but I'm going to compare it to what you could get in the United States for a similar thing. This one is the 2018 BMW 5 Series. So it's not the 7, not quite as nice, but it has 86,275 miles. So way more miles than the one here. It's $21,966. $21,966. Doesn't sound so bad. I do think it sounds less than it would be here. Let me see if I can find another one to compare. Here's the BMW 3 Series for 70,000 ringgit. How could that be? Well, I see here why. It has 122,000 kilometers on it, which is quite a bit. That's 75,000 miles. That's considered pretty high mileage. But it's only $15,555, or $1,225 a month. Actually, that sounds like a good deal. Maybe I'll buy that one. I've always wanted a BMW, but I think that has too many miles on it for me. Good places to buy used cars in Malaysia: Buda.my, Carlist.my, or Carsome.my. Both I think are good, reputable places to buy a car. Well, some of them are direct by owner. I think Muda certainly is. With the reasonable price of Grab, which is a car hailing service here in Malaysia, you really don't need a car. But I do like the freedom of being able to just hop on my scooter and get around anytime I want to, and not have to wait for someone to pick me up. I bought my Vespa in 2015, and it was about 14,000 ringgit, which isn't bad. In fact, that is much less than it would be in the United States for some reason. I think motorcycles are cheaper here than they are in the US, whereas in the US, cars are definitely cheaper than they are here, especially foreign cars. When you're buying a car in Malaysia, to buy a new car, you're generally going to need 10% down payment. And I think that's a lot compared to the US. And if it's a used car, you're going to need 20% down payment. That's assuming you can finance it. If you can't finance it, you're going to have to pay 100% down payment. Also, insuring your car in Malaysia is much, much less expensive than in the United States. For my motorcycle, I only pay about $125 a year. And I know some car insurance can be as much as like 2,000, 3,000 ringgit a month, as much as a payment. And I just don't think it's like that here. I think insurance is much more fair in Malaysia. But you can see, looking at these pictures of various dealers, here's the Mazda dealer. It looks quite nice and upscale, sort of like the dealerships in the United States. And here, the BMW dealer is in a beautiful location, right next to the link. Well, anyway, this video wasn't probably that informative, but I tried. I'm trying to give people just a general idea of what it's like to buy a car in Malaysia, and how to do it if you're an expat. So I hope you got some information out of it anyway. So I tried to go out and interview people to see which car they thought was a better quality, or which one they liked better, Proton or Perodua. Now, I was kind of shy and I found it hard approaching people about this, but most people were pretty nice about it. Now, I got a lot of people who didn't want to go on camera, so I don't have them, but I do have these 2 people that went on camera, well, actually 3. And we'll give you the results of the survey afterwards. But here, look at my interviews. There are 2 types of cars that are made in Malaysia, at least only two that I know of, and that's Proton and Perodua. Now, I have my own opinion, and I might let you know at the end, but I'm going to see what the general consensus is with the public, which one they think is better, because I know everybody has an opinion on the subject. So if anybody ever walks by here, then I'll ask them. Okay, so I found someone. I'm going to ask the big question. Which do you prefer? Do you like Perodua or Proton?
I like Proton.
Why do you think it's better?
For me, growing up in Malaysia, I most frequently hear about Proton
Yeah?
compared to Perodua.
You think the quality's better?
For I think Proton is better than Perodua, but
Okay. What's your name?
Hatif.
Hatif?
Hatif, yes.
And you're from KL?
I'm from KL.
Okay.
I'm living in KL around here.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to see who wins, Perodua or Proton.
Yeah, I hope Proton, the logo also very nice compared to Perodua.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm with CJ here at the Brussels Beer Cafe, and I wanted to ask him what he thought. Do you think Perodua or Proton is the better car?
For me, I personally think Perodua is better.
Perodua?
Yeah.
Oh.
I drive that.
Oh, you have Perodua.
Yeah.
What kind?
Canary.
Canary. That's an older model, isn't it?
Yes, so nice. Yeah, I have been trying for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
That's
10
great.
years. Yeah.
So, why do you think it's better? Is it more reliable?
For me, I think more comfortable.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks. I'll let you know who wins the contest in the end. Or you can just subscribe to my channel and then you'll know.
All right, thank you.
I'm here with another natural-born Malaysian, and I wanted to ask him the same thing. Earl Grey, do you prefer Perodua or Proton? Do you prefer Perodua? How about Proton? After tallying all the votes, and even from Earl Grey, and he's Malaysian after all, the winner of which car people prefer in Malaysia is going to be Proton. I'm kind of surprised. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments which car you like better, or which car you dream about. Like me, I always wanted a BMW. Never going to have one, I don't think. Well, if you got anything out of this video, or just enjoyed watching me talk, please like and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. Now, I've had quite a few people ask me more about my life and more about how I got to Malaysia. Not physically, but how through my life choices I ended up here. So my next video is going to be a little bit about my life, my whole story. Now, it's just an outline, so it's not several hours long. So I'm hoping you'll enjoy that. I know many of you probably don't care a thing about my background, but like I said, several people had asked about it, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it. So you can look forward to that one coming soon. But that's all I have for today. So talk to you later. Bye.
Get